In this episode of Driveway Warriors, we show you how to fix your car's check engine light. So here we are in Project Butterfly, and if we turn on the key on the ignition, there's a few lights that come on, a few then go off again, but one that stays on is the check engine light. So if we look there, you can see on your car it'll look very similar. It's just the outline of an engine, and that's not a good thing. So what we're going to do is show you how to reset that. So here's what we're going to be using. This is an ODB2 interface. So this is basically a plug, and ODB2 came in the early 2000s. It's a common thing. All modern cars generally have these. So what you can do is plug a tool like this into your system, and that's going to show you what's going on in your ECU. ODB2, as I say, came in early 2000s, and it's common, like with PCs, everything's got USB now. All cars will have ODB2 as long as it's relatively modern. So these lights can come on for a number of reasons. Sometimes there could be an error code in the engine, in the ECU itself. So what you need is a reader that you can plug into the ECU that will tell you what's going wrong. Sometimes it can just be left on from a previous service or something like that, where the mechanic at the garage just has forgotten to turn the light off. So we're hoping that's what's going on here, that if there is an error code, we're going to be able to see exactly what's going on. Check that your handbrake's on, or your e-brake, and make sure that your gear is in neutral or in park if you've got an automatic. You can see here we've got the top of the gear knob has fallen off, so we're going to show you how to fix that in another video. Here we go, getting it out of the box, and you can see I've had this out a couple of times before. Get the thing out. See, there it comes in some static proof packaging, and it comes, there's the little unit there. It's very small. You can see about the size of my thumb basically. So that's the unit, and you can also see it comes with some basic instructions. There is really not much to this at all. The interesting stuff will happen on your phone. So this unit actually has Bluetooth built in, which is quite exciting. So it's going to connect our car's ECU via the plug-in unit into our phone and show us exactly what's going on. Here's the app we're going to be using. It's called Talk Light. Sorry if this is a bit out of focus. So just open it up. So once it's loaded, you can see it's got a few different gauges on here, which is quite cool. So we've got accelerometer, there's load, there's speed, and there's a boost gauge. So that's quite cool. If you've got a boost set up, you can see how much pressure you're running there. And that you can customize this to have all kinds of various gauges. The accelerometer is quite cool, so you can see as your phone moves, it gives you a sort of a G meter. Okay, under the dash of the car, I've got the ignition off. Here's our plug, and it is literally as easy as putting a plug in. The light lets you know that you've hit the spot, and it's all turned on now. So now our phone is connecting via the Bluetooth. You can see it's come on there. You can see it just turned the Bluetooth on automatically for us. So it should be connected. So if we turn the ignition on, and go into settings, check for fault codes, show logged faults. This is pretty quick. No fault code stored in ECU1, so that's cool. That means there's nothing wrong in the engine that the system has found, so that's good. Cool, so if we hit clear logged faults, you should only perform this action after the fault has been fixed and when the vehicle is stationary. Are you sure you want to clear the fault logged? Yes. Okay. So now, let's try our engine. Here we are. Back up to the gauges, we're going to try our engine. Let's see, does that light go off? Yes. Engine light off, problem fixed, all for 5 minutes work. Easy peasy. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Give us a thumbs up if you have. Leave a comment in the section below. And share with your friends. If you know someone that's got an engine light on, there's always that one guy that just ignores the light and drives the engine into the ground. This is a tool that could perhaps easily fix whatever's going on wrong with their car before it gets to a much more serious issue. You know, for the sake of a couple of quid on, you know, basic service parts for your car, you can give your car more longevity. You know, the engine will last longer and you won't be forking out on massive garage bills. That's it, problem solved. The OBD2 reader, I think this one's labelled as the AOMASI OBD2 reader, and easy tool to use. If you'd have gone to the garage and got this done, I think they charge about 40 quid for the initial diagnostic, and if their tool doesn't work, they'll charge anywhere, you know, it could be over £100 to basically poke around in the engine and see if they can find a problem. So using this one cost me like £9 from Amazon. If you're interested in it, I'll put a link in the description below so you can check that out. There are other ones available. So this one's labelled as AOMASI, but I'm pretty sure this is just sort of private labelling. So there are other ones that do much the same thing. There are other ones that have their own gauges, their own screens built into the system, so that you can read just off of the plug itself to give you an error code. But what I liked about the Bluetooth one was it all came up on your phone. It gave you some gauges to look at, and it also has a library of error codes if there was a problem that we could then investigate. So if it was a spark plug or something like that, then it will tell you exactly which plug it is and how to resolve the problem. What I liked about this as well is that, you know, I could have paid over 100 quid for the garage to fix that, and then that would have been that. With this, I spent £9, and now I've got this to keep for any car, you know, relatively modern car. And so if I go out car shopping, you know, I'm going to go and buy a second-hand car, I can take this with me, plug it into the ECU and see exactly what's going on before I make a purchase. That way, you know, if the engine light's on when I get there and I plug this in and I see, oh, it's only a spark plug, no problem. I'm then in a good position to haggle down that price. I can say, hey, the engine light's on, there could be all kinds of issues. Well, I know it's really, you know, a couple of quid for a spark plug just to fix it. So it's well worth having. I think it's a good investment. So let me know if you have any similar OBD2 readers, if you've had any experience with them, if you have the more expensive ones that the garage use, how they differ. I know there are some restrictions on this, so it doesn't give you perhaps a full report, but it does get you in the right direction to get you back on the road. So thanks for watching this. Hopefully we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.